I don't know what the title of this segment. I just had to get my thoughts out of my head. I think that's probably the way I work best. But also, I get questioned so much, and I don't ever get to really answer them like I want to. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm weird. Pay me no mind. I was watching the news and I got all emotional. It's weird because usually I'm able to Aquarius moon it and just like separate my feelings from this, but it's a mess. So I get one of the questions I get a lot because I post stuff on my personal page a lot. Like a lot of the stuff I'm learning or I'm running into, I'll share the links. I'll share like my outrage because that happens a lot with the stuff I find out about. And then I find out or I realize I'm talking about some shit that other people don't have time to research. And they're like, yo, just tell us the Cliff Notes version, bitch, because we don't have time to sit and read books or be on the computer for hours. And I respect that. I just never want to scare the fuck out of anybody because fear is the enemy here. Like, if you saw the Loosh energy thing, fear is like crack for demons and lower level entities. And anything that is on this plane, kind of on the earth, but on a different frequency that can't get in the human body or doesn't want to get in the human body because they want to avoid karma, they feed off of our fear, anger, sadness, any violent energy, sexually violent energy, all that stuff is crack. So I try not to trigger people, but it turns out it's just who I am. The 12th house sun. So I am going to allow myself to unblock my throat chakra. Say what the fuck I really want to say, and I am always going to lead with the disclaimer. Do your own research. These are my thoughts, opinions, views. I'm not forcing them on anybody. I just have taken the sum of my experiences and my research, and these are the conclusions I have come up with. If you have anything else to add to that, that would be great. If you have something that differs from my view, I would love information that further my knowledge if it's something I didn't know. If you're somebody who has a opinion on something but no basis to sort of combat mine, I don't need that though. So I'd like information sharing. Let's help us all develop and grow. I call it it's ignorant, but not ignorant in a way that people have made it ignorant. Like ignorant now is like a rude thing, like, oh, you're ignorant. But ignorance, although it can be that, it's not knowing something, but you don't know that you don't know something until somebody tells you something else. So it's sometimes it happens, and I don't think anybody should be shamed for that. I've had many posts, I've seen other people's posts where somebody was able to show them something that they had not known before. And the person got mad because of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when you actually have a set of beliefs, somebody sort of contradicts those, and it rattles your whole existence so much that you get shook and scared, and you start violently fighting against the fact that you don't feel comfortable with your thought process changing. That's part of how we're kept in these loops, so to speak. Because growing is the only way out, and growing is quite uncomfortable. Hence, for some of you, this video may trigger growth. It should definitely trigger the desire to look into some stuff. So, as a group of beings, a part of the Lucifer experiment, currently we are in a bubble on Earth. I don't know if we can see the bubble. Sometimes I look at the ozone layer. Or if I watch NASA to go to sleep, because I don't know, just like something about the idea of floating in space really feels like I miss it or something. But there's like a bubble around it, and I wonder sometimes if that's the bubble. But anyway, so in the Lucifer experiment, the belief is anything, if given the opportunity, will commit evil. They will go against their own moral codes for material gain. That is what I've come to decide the definition of evil is. Or carnal. Maybe carnal even is the word. Just any of these earthly pleasures. That's for sex crimes, that's for financial crimes, that's for robbing, that's for selling drugs, that's for rape. Like that covers the whole spectrum of shit that we just say no to. Because there are certain things I believe that we agree to, but there's a lot of stuff we don't agree to that's really stopping us from reaching a level of harmony that would get him the fuck off this plane. This is not how we are meant to be. We are meant to come to earth, have experiences. Yes, you will experience death and pain and loss, but not like this. Not like what's going on here. Here, there are like 13 main families, 13 main people who aren't even actually human beings. Keep in mind, if you're into spirituality now, you're going to come around to the concept or the understanding that we are spiritual beings in human bodies. How have we been saying this the whole time beforehand? When we die, somebody watches over us in heaven. We go on. All those sort of terms, like I know somebody's watching over me, is because, yeah, they are. Because when we leave these bodies, we just go back into the everything. Or at least that's where we were able to go before the Lucifer experiment. Satan entrapped us here in some sort of coding. So now we build karma and we keep playing it out in loops. Although we're in new bodies right now, we're reliving the same life we've lived before in a new era. That's why some people have deja vus, or you feel like there's a glitch sometimes, like something about this feels real motherfucking familiar. Because we have been Westworlded. If you've seen Westworld, you know what I mean. If you have not, watch it. Season 1, mind blown. I was triggered. I was stuck for like days, just like, it's been like 3 months since that. I'm good with it now. Now I can make jokes about it. But a lot of times when I find this stuff, I too have to sit with it. I have to research it some more. I have to see that there are other people that believe in this, because I go with my gut instinct. Like sometimes you read something and you literally feel something in your stomach, like, oh shit, like this is legit. Like when your lover comes home late, and sometimes you know they've been where they say, but sometimes something in your stomach, something in your chest just says, sometimes they ain't where they were supposed to be. Those feelings, the way you know, like when your child is lying about something, those are related to our chakras. And that's how we have our God energy come through us. Those extra psychic senses, that's how we get in touch with those. You have to learn to start trusting your instincts again, because a lot of us got it knocked out of us. I know I personally did. Like literally as a child, we got beat as children. Sometimes you would say something to your parent. They didn't like what you said. I know that was my case. But sometimes people didn't, because children tell the truth. So I believe this happens to everybody in some way, shape, or form. We get shut down and we start to not trust the feelings we have because they got us in trouble. And then you learn down the line as you get older, you get in more trouble when you don't follow that. So it's a shitty system, but Lucifer experiment. Everything here is geared for you to be fucked up while you're a child, so that you become an adult who fucks up other children. Yes, this is a mess, but that is the goal, because that creates what? More of this loose energy. If a child is molested and grows up, that person turns sometimes into a predator, which begets another rotation of the same thing happening over and over again. On the rarity, there are people who are able to overcome these things, and those are the people who are meant to share that with other people so they can get out. It is our duty. Sorry, I shook my little webcam. It is our duty, once we get out of the dark, once you have come from a difficult place, when you have made it out, to shine that light for others, because it's not a lot here, guys. Or at least a lot of people are afraid to shine their light because it attracts the moths. And that's in multiple ways, because those are energy vampires. But you attract people who hate you because of your light and try to dim it, and literally will try to stop your bag, just talk about you all the time and try to send hate towards you and the whole evil eye thing, because people don't understand here. Um, you don't have to know magic to hex someone. We naturally do it. When you don't like somebody and you just stew on that shit for a long time, you send a shot. And that's what the evil eye is. Um, it's very easy here to forget, because they trained us like this, to forget that your words mean something and your thoughts mean something. Every action has a reaction, and it gets logged in the Akashic records, like the books of everything. Okay, so I forgot my whole fucking point now. Man, I'm rambling too much for my own good, but it was good shit. Okay, so let me reverse. Give me a second to pause. Maybe I should have took notes. We're here. The things that'll fuck you up. That's what I was on. Not trusting your intuition. That's what I'm going to assume I was starting at. Okay, because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to shine our light. See, I got it. Okay, we're meant to shine our light because there is not a light here. Energy vampires are the people who hate you and try to dim your shine, but also the people who love your shine but can't yet find their own, or don't really have the desire. Have you ever given advice to a homegirl who just does not take your advice? Like, and you have to keep saying the same thing over and over again? That counts as an energy vampire, because they are literally draining your battery because they won't turn their own on. That counts. People don't do it on purpose. We've all been an energy vampire at some time or another. It's when you have to keep asking for advice about the same thing, when you're not following your own gut, when you continuously lead yourself down a path of destruction and then get mad at other people because you're stuck there. If you're the type of person that always has something going wrong all the time, this is the energy of the type of person who posts and say something's wrong on their post and then say, I don't want to talk about it. All that sort of stuff. Yes, these are symptoms of a deeper issue. And it's really nothing to be ashamed about because of the place we are. But understand that energy is exactly what is lurking around here that is parasiting off of us. You can be a parasite as a spirit, and you can be a parasite as a person here on earth. The best thing you can do to not be that person, and I can say this because I've been that person. Like, I've been that person to put my business on Facebook all the time. I used to keep a whole like damn near diary online. I hope that should never find light today. And just always need advice and need to talk to 4 or 5 people about the same problem to make sure their advice lines up with what's inside of me. But that was from a lack of trusting self, not understanding that the reason things went wrong was because I wasn't trusting myself in the first place. When I need advice now, rarely do I actually talk to somebody. It's okay on occasion because there are just sometimes we just need, but I always try to check to make sure somebody feels like talking about it, or if somebody asks me and I feel like talking about it at that moment, that's cool. But for the most part, I sit with myself. Maybe sometimes I'll sit with my husband. But I always trust my own gut now. I meditate a lot. And meditation is not always just silence, guys. I think that's what a lot of people have a hard time with. A lot of people talk themselves out of meditation because they see this version of monks humming and sitting, and you don't know what's going on in the monk's head. Thoughts are literally flying by and he's just listening to them. So meditation is not only about stopping your thoughts and making your, like, that's another way of restraining yourself. Maybe the problem is you need to let all that stuff that you keep pushing pause on come through your skull. Then you don't have to push pause anymore. Just give yourself that time to let yourself be free. When do you let yourself be free? And when you start doing that, that starts to raise your vibration and you move out of that energy vamp stuff. You don't need anybody but yourself for any of this. Learn yourself. Learn what you need to calm down. Let your triggers be a helpful guide for you. When something upsets you, I get mad online all the fucking time. I got mad yesterday because I saw somebody who was talking about the Save Our Children thing. I'm very, very sensitive about children. And they were saying, yeah, all these people are Save Our Children warriors from home. And of course, I'm fucking home because it's a goddamn quarantine. And people are dying. But it triggered me. See, it still triggers me. But at the same time, I was able to take that feeling and say, what do I want to do about this? Because that bothered me. Why did it bother me? Because I feel powerless. Having to sit home. I wish I could do more. I want to do more. So what can I do right now? I could have took that and went on a full-on rant and been crazy and insane or tagged the person or something like hateful, which is what the petty side of me wanted to do. But what was that going to give me? What was that? That would have been my past behavior of vampness. It comes out every now and then. You have to do it. Sometimes you have to express your lower level side. I don't want to shame anybody, but you know, we're all human. We all go through the same spectrum of emotions. But instead, I created a thread of the things I had researched in the videos and the links and stuff that I had learned that had taught me about these things that are going on that are a fucking mess with the children, that were not related to anything political, because I'm not really into that. Yeah, I did look at the Pizzagate stuff, but I could not find enough evidence to pull it together. Although I look at Hillary and I'm like, this bitch would do anything. So I just didn't form a solid opinion, but I looked into it. What I found came through looking at history of witchcraft and the root of the word Hollywood and shit like that, like learning about shit. I think the most important thing to do when you're researching or when you're starting to get into your spirituality is not so much asking these groups, because a lot of these people are those energy vampires. They are low spirited. And they make you feel stupid for asking anything at all. And it's better for you to just trust your gut sometimes. Because it's nice to have camaraderie, especially, I guess, when you coming from a place your family's not into it, and have a group and where you can discuss things. But to avoid that vamp energy, blend it. Say stuff like, I looked into this. Does anybody know anything else on it? Possibly. But also on the other side, because some people have been in this longer. Some of you guys are rude to the newbies. Understand? I've seen people upset like, well, spirituality is a trend. Baby, it's called the Great Awakening because lots of people are waking up. That's not a trend. That's a wave, and it is beyond you and me, and spirituality is for everybody. Some of you people are riding a spiritual high horse, and that's not it either. That's still the ego in charge. The ego just got aware that it has an ego. Now it's even more lit, like, yo, I am an immortal being. You have turned into Jafar. And some of you use these groups to shame other people just stepping into their stuff who are already vulnerable, like Bambi in the woods, just stepping into a world of realizing that everything they've ever known is a lie. So don't be an asshole. And baby witches, don't be vampires. Sometimes you have to look into stuff for yourself and start inside in that thing. And most importantly, guys, right now, because of all this that's going on in the world, you owe it. If you are a person who found your way out of the dark, if you have an amazing story, if God or the universe or spirit or whatever you call them put you through some amazing things and you survived and you have a smile on your face right now, it is your duty right now to shine your light and do the damn thing. I am going to hold myself accountable as well. That's why I'm doing this video. There are lots of other things I have to do coming up because it is our responsibility, especially while we're at home. Use your natural gifts. Start providing the world with your art, with your inspiration, with your gifts, with your inventions, with your writings, with your words. Everybody who's supposed to be a YouTuber, get the fuck on here now. I almost waited because my webcam wasn't like I wanted it to. It's still not like I want to. But I updated that bitch. So it's a little clearer now. It's still shaky. Yeah, that's disrespectful. But if you go look at your favorite YouTubers back when they started, go look at the beauty gurus. Look at Jeffree Star. Look at somebody not racist, I guess. I don't know what the fuck he is. I don't look into it like that. But every time I post about him, somebody says something about him being racist. And I'm like, I don't watch him because, like, he just seems mean. But we must still love, because that's what the fuck we have to do. So I try to look at the positive side of what the fuck he has to offer. And his makeup is always flawless. His weave is amazing. He has little cute fake butt cheeks, you know. But he feels very mean. I wish him the best of luck, and that's why, sending love towards people who have those internal issues is what we're supposed to do, practicing what I preach. And part of sharing my light is to help other people start to think this way as well, so that the planet doesn't go to hell. Because nobody wants to do that. Nobody really wants this to go where it looks like it's going. So, shine bright like a diamond, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. I really did.